Today, I'm going to be building an AI system that automatically prepares you for sales calls. We're going to take every new booking that comes in from cal.com, send the company details over to ChatGPT to do deep research, then generate a clear pre-call brief in Google Docs and email that finished report directly to your inbox, all automatically in the background. This same approach is being used by sales and automation teams to save hours every week and show up to every call sounding like they've done deep research, even if it's a last-minute booking. And instead of scrambling through 15 or more tabs before a meeting, this workflow will do it all for you in 2 minutes flat. So I'm going to break down exactly how it works step by step, from setting up the trigger in cal.com to getting the formatting right inside Google Docs. And I'm going to show you the exact prompt that makes ChatGPT write clean, useful insights instead of fluff. You're going to see how I built the system and how you can adapt it for your own business, plus how you can sell something similar to clients as part of an AI transformation offer. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to automate the entire sales prep process, or build this as a ready-to-sell asset that delivers real ROI. So first off, I'm going to show you what the end result looks like. So this is my email inbox. And as you can see, I've got 2 new emails here. The first one is from cal.com. That is my booking software that sits on my website and allows interested prospects to book a discovery call with me, which I call an AI strategy call. So here, a new booking has come in. I'm going to open this email and take a look. As you can see, it's captured a lot of important information here, including the date, the time, the name of the guest, his email address, the company website, the type of business, what he needs help with, what the business does, the main goal and pain point, revenue, how you heard about us, and the name of the company. Now, this is all really important information because we're going to use this to create a write-up ahead of this call that we can use to sound really briefed and intelligent on the call. As soon as that comes in, the automation fires in the background and the AI workflow springs into action and it develops this report for me and emails it. So within seconds, this report will land in my inbox. And here it is. So here's your pre-call report ahead of the discovery call with Gareth from Digital Emigre. And it sends me a Google Docs link to the report. And I can click on this and take a look at the report. Well, it's the same one as here. So just zoom in a little bit. So basically, it starts with context. So just basic information about the company, what it does, what their main problems are, and what sort of thing they're looking for help with. Then it gives a list of their assumed pains based on what it knows about them from their website and also the information provided in the booking form. It goes into these quantifiable impact hypotheses. So, making some hypotheses about the hours and the amount of money that we can save for them. Then it goes into the strategic goals here and criteria for success. It gives a section about the tech and the workflow landscape based on, again, similar companies and also looking at the website itself. Opportunity zones for the company. So we've got lead handling here, qualification and scheduling, and lightweight CRM implementation. So these are all things that relate to their core problem of being overwhelmed by leads and handling those manually and missing a lot of them. So these are all different things that you can put forward to really make this conversation more geared towards AI transformation partner rather than just building a one-off workflow and being done with it. It also goes into the objectives of the discovery call here, and this in particular, it's based specifically on the website. So countries and visas. This comes from the company website, which is all about relocation. So as you can see, it has done its homework here. Then it gives me a list of diagnostic questions. So if you use these as talking points to extract information from the prospect and some extra information that we can capture after the call. And it gives an analysis of how ready the lead is to have an automation project delivered for them, and initial opportunity hypotheses to test live. So again, these are all optional. It's gone a bit wild and produced a lot of information here. But there's some very valuable things here that will definitely help me go deep in this discovery call. And the actual goal of this discovery call is to send them a proposal for whichever solution I decide to propose in the call. And the way we do that is by capturing the transcript of the call and using that as the jumping off point with AI prompts to build a whole proposal in maybe 30 minutes from just the transcript of the call. So to make that transcript do as much heavy lifting as possible, we have to be quite deliberate with how we manage this discovery call to make sure we get useful information in the transcript that we can then use to create a good proposal. So as you can see, one step is funneling into the next step, and we're always thinking ahead. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you in make.com what the workflow looks like behind the scenes. Now you've seen the results. It's quite a simple one, just 5 modules here, but most of the intelligence happens in this AI prompt in ChatGPT. So we start with a trigger module for cal.com, which is my booking software. You might be using Calendly or some other one, but it should be possible to easily plug that in instead of Cal. So it grabs when you're booking when it comes in, and it brings in all that information that we saw in the email, and it pumps that into a ChatGPT module, which then performs research on the website and creates a whole pre-sales report according to pre-specified criteria. Once it's done that, it then outputs it into a Google Doc. Then I've added a sleep module here just to make sure the Google Doc has a chance to finish being created, because sometimes that can mess up the next step if this is too slow. So this is more of a kind of an optional thing to keep things running smoothly, but I think it's good to have because this step can take a long time as it generates the text in the document. Then it sends an email with the that you saw here, just a template here with the link to the Google Drive, the Google Docs viewing report, where you can see what the actual report looks like. So all of that happens in just minutes after a new booking comes in. So that's how it works, and that's the end result. And next up, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build it from scratch. And the template will be available for free in the description underneath this video. All right, here we are on make.com. I'm going to start with a brand new, fresh scenario. And we're going to start with a trigger module from cal.com. We're going to watch for when a booking is created. And when that happens, that will be our trigger action. Okay, so first we need to create a webhook. And let's just call it test webhook for the purposes of this demonstration. And if you haven't already got your cal.com connected, then you just need to add the connection here, and it will pop up a wizard that will walk you through how to do that. So there we go. So it's now creating a webhook. We're going to save that. There we go. Okay, first of all, let's just save that. Click save. Okay, let's just test that that works. Okay, it's waiting for data. So to test it properly, we have to go to my cal and we have to give it some test data. So let's make sure we do that to start with. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to attempt to book a new discovery call as a test. So I'll just use my own name. Just stick with that. The LinkedIn profile is optional. This is good because you get to see how I've set up all the fields here. There we go. Good problem to have. Too many leads. Let's say approximate monthly revenue and how did you hear about us? LinkedIn. Okay, so that's kind of dummy data, but let's just hit confirm. Okay, so the meeting is now scheduled. So if we go back to make.com and let's see if that has come through. Okay, so because the scenario is not switched on at the moment, we have to do this manually. So to do that, I'm just going to click run once, and it will pop up with this message. We're just going to use the existing data that I just sent. So let's do that. Here it is. So let's look at the payload, and we're going to see all of the information that we've just gathered from that booking in cal.com. So an AI strategy call between Samantha North and Sam North, 2 very different people. Okay, there's a ton of different fields here, but what we need is responses. So we've got the attendee name, the email address. Okay, they didn't provide any LinkedIn. They provided the website, business type, type of help, AI automation, brief thing about what the business does, pain point, prox revenue, and heard about us. Okay, to get the fields that you need to build this automation, we'll need to go into the payload and look for responses, and then just open up that collection to find the stuff that we need. So it can be a little bit tricky to find it because there's just so much stuff here, but that's how we do it. So now we've got our trigger set up, we're ready for the next module, which is where all the magic happens, and that is going to be a ChatGPT module. We are going to generate a completion. Basically, we're setting up a prompt here. For the model, we're going to use just the latest one, ChatGPT 5. And I'm going to set max output tokens at 4,000 because our report might be quite long. It depends. This will make sure that nothing gets cut off or truncated. So now we need to add the message. So to start with, we're going to define a system prompt. And my prompts are here. You're an expert AI strategist and business analyst working for Emigre, a consultancy specializing in AI SEO and AI automation. So we're going to just copy paste that here. And then the bigger one is going to be the user prompt, which is the full instructions for everything it has to do and all the information it needs to pull from cal.com in order to create that report properly. To save time in typing it out, I have copy pasted all of this here. I'm going to just put that in. This prompt will be available in the make.com template that I'm giving away. So all you need to do is download that from the link in the description, and you will have this whole prompt already stuck into the ChatGPT there ready for you to use. So no worries about that. Okay, so just to take a quick look at this. It's all a bit shoved together tightly, but that saves tokens. So that's kind of something you get used to when you're running prompts through make.com. So it talks about its task and the purpose of the call, and the purpose is to diagnose the client's pains and go deep enough that Emigre can write a custom proposal afterwards. Okay, so we're giving it a lot of context here, which is really important. Okay, we're telling it pretty detailed instructions here. So now, these are the input variables. So if you remember, earlier on, we went to these modules, to this module here in cal.com, and we pulled in all of the stuff from responses, okay? And this is where it comes from, basically. These being pulled through from cal. So just to show you how it would look, if you wanted the name, you just go to responses, you open up name, and you would get label here. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, so I'll just delete that. We're going to do these fresh just to make sure they work. So, because these are just copy pasted through from another automation. Business name. Business name actually comes under title for some reason. So we're going to click the value there to capture that. We need the website, so that is there, and again we capture the value because that's what changes each time as each new one comes in. Type of help needed is going to be under type of help, AI automation. Then what the business does is going to be business area, so again we grab the value. Main pain points is going to be pain point, again value. Revenue is going to be in approx revenue. Again, we grab the value, put that back. There we go. Delete that. And where did you hear about LinkedIn? Okay, so these are all set up with the correct information that's pulling from this module now. Then this is all stuff about structure. So basically telling it to do the different headings and bulleted lists that you saw in the pre-call report here, right there. Finally, style requirements and formatting requirements. Obviously, this needs to be outputted directly into Google Docs without anything messy like HTML or so on. That's all we need, I think. Let's just take a quick look at the advanced settings. This could be important. Temperature 1. Okay, so a higher temperature makes more diverse and creative responses, and 0 sticks very closely to the prompt and keeps it well defined. So I think I'm going to make it 0.8 just to give it, a bit of creativity and room to do its own thing, but not too much. So let's just, 0.8 for temperature, and let's click save. And that's that. Okay, so we've got OpenAI module and the cal.com module set up. So what happens next? Well, once everything is created in this module, we need to let that get sent into Google Docs to create the report itself. I'm going to we're going to select the create a document module, pre-call report with, and who is it with? Well, we can actually pull in the name of the company from cal.com, and we can use this again to build the title of the report. So let's just find that. Responses, title. Yeah, it's a bit misleading. Okay, value. There we go. So that will pop up with pre-call report with the name of the company that's booked with you. Okay, now content is going to be pulled straight from the ChatGPT module. We can do HTML, but we haven't because it's just more straightforward to do plain text. Where do I find this? Well, I go to choices and message and content. And that is going to pull through the output from ChatGPT, which will be this whole pre-call report that you saw already earlier on. But where are we going to put it? Okay, make sure we've got the right connection, just to check, just to let you know about that. If you need to add your own connection, you can click add, and it will show you how to connect to Google Docs. It's pretty straightforward, but I've already got my 2 connections set up here. So let's see where we should put it. Let's put it in Discovery Call Notes. That seems like a good place for it. Okay, and then we click save. And then we're going to add this optional sleep module just in case things get a bit backed up, because that can sometimes happen. It just delays execution for 5 seconds before the next module fires. So just 5 seconds there. And finally, we're going to add an email module so it can email that to you. And we're going to call it, we're going to pick send an email here. And again, we have to connect our email inbox here by clicking add. It will be likely to be Google restricted if you're on Gmail, but I've already got mine set up here, so we'll just go with that. You can choose to save the message after sending or not. I'm going to choose no for now. Then the recipient, I would put my email address. Okay, there we go. So that will get sent to me. And the subject will be, here's your new pre-call report. Let's put the name of the company again, which again, we can go all the way back here to responses and we can pull, there we go. And that will pull the name of the company into the subject line of the email. We'll do plain text as the content type because I think that's a lot easier. I've just pre-written this so I don't have to type it out. But it's right here. I will just copy paste that in. Let's just make sure these are correct. We need to find attendees. Is attendees? Okay, here it is. Okay, Sam North, yeah. I was taken aback by that, but yeah, that's the dummy person who's booking this call. And this is going to be the name of the company again, which is here. Okay, and that is going to be, so please view the report here. This has to be pulled from Google Docs because this is going to be the web view link. So you can easily just click on it and it will take you straight to where that document is located. So we pulled this from the Google Docs module. Let's see where it is. It gives you like tons of fields here. And we're looking for web view link. There it is. Okay, this should work. Okay, Riley's my personal assistant. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we don't need anything else here. I'm just going to save that. Now, there's one more thing I just need to check. It seemed that the name of the person who booked the call was being pulled from attendees. So I just want to check I got that right because I think I used a different field here. Let's just check that's correct. Prospect name. Okay, this might not be right. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to look at attendees. There they are. Okay, that should give me a clean name. Here we go. So we've got first name and last name, but we're just going to use name because that's more suitable for what we're doing here, and that should work. Okay, so you need to go to attendees for that one rather than responses, and that will give you a clean field here with the name in it. So everything should work now. Let's click save. We've got 5 modules all set up, and let's just see if this works. So we're going to run it with the data that we already got, the dummy data. Okay, we need to actually use data from an existing run because we're going to test this scenario because we don't want to type all that stuff in again. So I'm just going to select the previous run that we just saw, and we're going to run that once. So as you can see, the ChatGPT module is going to be the one that takes the longest because that is doing all the heavy lifting. It's basically pulling in all that information. It's also going to the company website and researching it and pulling in that information as well and sticking that all together in a report according to your specifications. That will take a bit of time, but as you can see, it's moving ahead quite nicely there. Okay, here we are again. So that's finished, and now it's sending it into Google Docs, which is writing the report, and we're going through our 5-second sleep. And finally, the scenario has completed and it's been sent to the email. So let's go back to the email and take a look. Here it is. That's the new scheduling thing from cal.com. Okay, so here's your new pre-call report. There it is. And let's take a look. There we go. So I'll just zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, it's the same format as the one I showed you in the demonstration. But again, it's more tailored to this new prospect, Sam North, the mysterious person. And this is all fine-tuned to that specific prospect. So yeah, as you can see, this will give you a really quick way just to skim this before the call. And, there's useful information here that will enable you to lead a really productive discovery call. Then we can then capture the transcript and use that to create a great proposal once we've finished the call. So I hope that was helpful. This is really important for cutting off a lot of time that people spend, especially founders who are doing their own outreach. You can spend so much time just researching, and this really does cut that down a lot. So I found it very useful for my business, and you can get the free template in the description so you can start putting this to work for your business as well. And that's the full system from booking to pre-call brief, all fully automated. What used to take half an hour or more of research can now happen in 2 minutes, completely hands-free. If you build this for your own business, it'll save you a lot of time before every meeting. And if you build it for clients, it's an instant proof of value system that positions you as an AI problem solver, not just another automation builder. So if you want to skip the setup and grab the exact template I used in this video, I've linked it in the description and it's totally free. But if you'd rather have this built for you or a customized version installed inside your business, you can book a strategy call with me using the link below in the description. And finally, if you want to learn how to build and sell automations like this yourself, the kind that actually solve business problems and make money for your clients, join the waiting list for my upcoming membership community. I'll teach you how to build a business as an AI transformation consultant. And again, the link for that is in the description. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about which part of this system you want to try first. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.